This video has been brought to you by my book, Play the Dragon Volume 1, The History of Dragon Ball Video Games. Check it out in the description below.
You got shocked with my awesome fist that pops your face. You got shocked. Your blood and guts are all over the place. Even if you try to fight me with your bare hands now, you're already dead with a flick of my finger. And if you're in my way, you're going down. You got shocked. I just beat you now with my special moves. You got shocked with a fatal KO that I used on you. As I play through the story mode and win, I just want to play you, and we can find out who is the best at this game right now. In order to protect our game, I went on a journey. It seems although you forgot how to play, I don't want to see someone who forgets how to even play this game. I just want to challenge you.
Welcome to Awesome Video Game Memories, where we talk about awesome memories about video games. I'm Ryan, and the game we're going to talk about today is Fist of the North Star, Lost Paradise. Wata! And as you can see, I'm a very huge Fist of the North Star fan. And when Sega announced that they were making a Fist of the North Star game using the Yakuza engine, I was like, oh my god, they're going to do a Fist of the North Star open world game, kind of like the Yakuza games, kind of. But I was cautiously optimistic because Fist of the North Stars kind of had a shoddy treatment here in the United States, and I was not sure that this game was going to be released here. So I bought the Japanese version Hokuto ga Gotoku, and I got all the way to Chapter 5, and then after that Sega said, we're going to release Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise in October of 2018. And I was like, yes! So I sold off my Japanese version to book off, and then I bought Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise for the PS4. And the US release actually has both Japanese and English languages with a brand new dub cast. And Kenshiro is played by Robbie Daymond, who most of you probably know as Tuxedo Mask in the current Sailor Moon. Wait a minute, so Tuxedo Mask is Kenshiro! It makes sense why he's wearing the suit in the game! And I gotta admit, Robbie Daymond does such a good job of portraying Kenshiro. I think he's probably the best Kenshiro English voice. So the game starts off at Southern Cross, where Kenshiro confronts his rival Shin, one of the Nanto Seiken masters, and Kenshiro is the heir to Hokuto Shinken, because it is a 2,000-year-old deadly martial art which destroys your opponent by using their pressure points from within. And it's also what I use to ban trolls from my YouTube channel. So the first part of the game is getting used to the controls, and if you've played a Yakuza game, you'll definitely feel at home here. And oh yes, you can totally do Kenshiro's awesome Hokuto Shinken finishers. Like, holy shit, and yes, there is no shortage of blood here, baby. But I do have to admit it does get a bit repetitive, doing the same moves over again, and sometimes you can't even kill your enemies until you've actually killed them with the Hokuto Shinken move. But eventually when you power up Kenshiro using orbs, you can eventually kill them with normal moves, but you'll get to see bloody fatalities nearly every single time, although you're probably going to see the same head-popping Hokuto Shinken, explosion techniques like 100 times in one battle. So once Kenshiro defeats his rival Shin, the story takes a drastic turn away from the anime and the manga into its own original story, and Kenshiro ends up in the town of Eden in search for his love Yuria. So once Kenshiro arrives in the gates of Eden, he is greeted by Jagre, the captain of the guard, who hates martial artists. Damn those fucking martial artists and their head explosion shit, I have a shotgun and that's all I need, baby. So once Kenshiro gets into town, he is deliberately arrested in order to find the whereabouts of Iria, and during his stay in the dungeon, he's forced to fight in the games, and then he fights Devil Rebirth from the manga. Yes, he is 50 feet huge, just like in the show and the manga. And so once Kenshiro defeats Devil Rebirth, he is free to explore the city of Eden, run by the lovely Kisana, and behind Eden is Sphere City. So we have a city of paradise, and then we have another city in the back, which is kind of guarded off, but Sphere City has its own mysteries, which we will talk about later. So all around Eden, Kenshiro can do tasks for the townspeople like serve drinks at bars, go to the arcade, and do a lot of awesome stuff, and go shopping. Yes, Kenshiro goes shopping, people. And eventually you get to meet your old allies Bat and Lin, with Lin running a general store for items and Bat running your garage, which holds your own car. Well, not exactly the car from the series, but it's good enough. So Jagre and Kenshiro are kind of the odd couple of the game, but eventually Jagre warms up to you. First he goes like, "Fuck martial artists!" And then he's like, "Kenshiro, buddy, drinks are on me, pal! Yeah!" But on occasion, the city of Eden is under attack by the evil Army of Ruin, ran by Kyo-O, kinda like Ken-O, but with a Kyo, and also by the evil General Targa. Ugh, that smug bastard. I'd like the Hokuto Shinken in his face. And once Bat repairs your vehicle, you're free to drive out in the wasteland, finding locations and items, and avoiding a whole bunch of thugs. Now, in all honesty, the wasteland isn't as large as I wanted it to be, and it does have some locations from the actual series, but not that many. So eventually you go to the city of Cassandra, where you have to fight the evil Uyghur, and then you have to free Toki, but unlike the series, Toki decides to stay over at Cassandra because he doesn't want Ken-O to find out that he left, and Ken-O is your brother Rao. And from time to time you can go to Cassandra in order to train with Toki to learn some new techniques. But eventually Jagre and Kenshiro end up having to fight an army of zombies in the Cursed City. Ooh. Now the Cursed City was not really something that was actually in the manga, but they did have something similar in the anime. So the toughest balls Jagre is like, "I'm scared, I'm pissing in my pants, Kenshiro!" But at the top of the Cursed City, you encounter Kisana's father, Nadine, who used to run Eden. Due to a certain incident, he's watching from afar, and then you kind of realize that in Sphere City, Nadine actually killed his wife, Kisana's mother. What the hell's going on here, man? What is the mystery behind Sphere City? So once you gain Jagre's trust, you can actually play baseball out in the wasteland. Yes. Baseball, or more of body ball, thug ball, where you're using a steel girder as your bat and thugs in the wasteland as baseballs. Batter up! And also during the game you can unlock talismans, which give you special powers during battles, and you actually get to hear the dub voices of characters because the original English dub only did the first 36 episodes, but you actually get to hear how certain characters like Fujin and Raijin, Jackal, and how they sound English dub, and it would be nice if this group actually dubs the actual series one day. So eventually the gates of Eden are open to everybody, so when you're wandering around town there's going to be a lot of thugs from the wasteland trying to get a piece of Kenshiro, who are easily taken care of if you just want to raise orbs. And eventually more characters from the series start coming. We get Souther, well they call him Thowther here, and you actually have to fight Souther in a casino rather than the Holy Molosseum. Like it would have been funny if they made a scenario where Shu is like on the jackpot and he loses, and then Souther gets mad and then they fight, then Kenshiro has to fight Souther, but then Shu gets crushed by the big jackpot machine and he's like, Shu! But then after that, Ray from the Nanto Seiken school comes to Eden looking for his sister Irie, and I do admit the dub voice actor for Ray does a really good job of the woo that Ray does in the series. So Ray challenges Kenshiro in the Coliseum, but then Kenshiro's like, if you're talking about a man with the 7 scars, I think it was my brother Joggy who actually kidnapped Irie, just like in the series. But this time Joggy is a bit different. Yes, Joggy actually has people dressed up as him. I'm seeing triple. 8 Joggies! So you kind of have to guess which Joggy is the right one, but the real Joggy never tells the truth, so you kind of have to pick him out of the group, and then you end up fighting Joggy in the Coliseum, but surprise, Ray actually kills Joggy in this game. Well, it doesn't even matter, Joggy gets a really brutal death no matter which incarnation of the series it is. And then you find out Kisana reports to Ken-O, aka Rao, your brother. And then we have a fight reminiscent of the first fight that Kenshiro and Rao have in the series. So then Rao leaves, and then you talk to Nadine again, and Nadine finally spills the beans about Sphere City. So Sphere City was originally a nuclear missile silo, and then when Yuria was kidnapped by Shin and then they took her back, Yuria ended up at Sphere City, and if Yuria wakes up, Sphere City will activate and rain a whole bunch of nuclear bombs all over the world. Oh wait, we're gonna have another apocalyptic event? I already showered once today. So after that, Kenshiro makes the deduction that Kyo-O must be Nadine, Kisana's father. So Nadine created the Army of Ruin in order to check up on Kisana and Eden and to make sure that Kisana would be a suitable ruler for Eden. So after going to the Army of Ruin camp and finding out Nadine is not there, Kenshiro goes back to Sphere City in order to finally confront Kyo-O, aka Nadine.
Been playing for a long time. I think it's time to take a break. Going outside, I am on my way, but now I've come back to play. I've gotten really far. Won't you come and play with me? I've got another controller. This is not a cheap demo! Uh-oh, playing in the heart of darkness. Uh-oh, give me some life, restore my energy. Uh-oh, gaming in the heart of madness. Uh-oh, playing in the heart of darkness. Uh-oh, give me some life, restore my energy. Uh-oh, gaming in the heart of madness. Uh-oh, ease my game, ease my loneliness. Uh-oh, playing in the heart of darkness. Uh-oh, give me some life, restore my energy. Uh-oh, gaming in the heart of madness. Uh-oh, ease my game, ease my loneliness. Uh-oh, playing in the heart of darkness. Uh-oh, give me some life, restore my energy. Whoa, whoa!
Alright guys, I decided to come back. So within Sphere City, you defeat Nadine, but then you have to fight the evil Targa. Oh, that smug bastard. But Targa is actually half cyborg, so Hokuto Shinken techniques don't really work on him too well, but Kenshiro finds a way to blow his top off. Omae wa mo shinderu. But then Jagre and one of Kisana's servants swear vengeance to Nadine because he killed their fathers, which I thought was a little forced in, kind of at the last minute. Because Jagre was like, well, Kenshiro's my buddy now, we're gonna have drinks. So the nukes are about to go off and Kenshiro finally finds Yuria, but then Nadine seals the entire Sphere City, closing in all of the nuclear blasts. So that is the end of our hero, Kenshiro, the heir of Hokuto Shinken. But wait, we find out Kenshiro and Yuria are actually alive because Nadine actually sealed Kenshiro and Yuria inside the containment capsule, and he actually took the brunt of the blast, killing himself, sacrificing his own life to save Kenshiro and Yuria and the rest of the world. So our hero Kenshiro and Yuria drive away with a whole bunch of apples, ready to start their new adventure in the wasteland. Alright guys, so Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise. I'm very, very glad this came out here in the US, and it has an amazing dub, but the game isn't without its flaws though. I mean, I have to admit the combat is very, very fun, but not as smooth as I would like for it to be, and it does get a bit repetitive, and I do admit there are a whole bunch of pointless fetch quests, and the wasteland isn't as big as I wanted it to be. I kind of wish it were a lot bigger, and there's not really a lot to do in the wasteland aside from getting items, beating up some thugs, oh, and playing baseball. But however, it is a very good spin-off of the Fist of the North Star franchise, and if you love the Yakuza games, I guarantee you're gonna love this game. And even if you've never seen Fist of the North Star before, this is a good introduction to the series in a bit of a spin-off form. Alright guys, so that wraps up this episode of awesome video game memories about Fist of the North Star, Lost Paradise. Oh, I gotta make the joke! So what does Kenshiro want to drink? Wata!
When the credits roll after beating this game, I turn off the console and go back to my life until the next game begins, when I am now refreshed to play. I just want to go home and see all of the endings for everyone right now. That's why we have to play more of this game, so we can unlock all the characters in this game called Fist of the North Star, Lost Paradise.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to check out these other videos, and also make sure to follow me on social media and check out the official Battle Geek Plus website. Take care.